Thursday night football, week 6 betting secrets, little fantasy football talk as well. If you guys want to ask any questions here with Ernie here on a prime time, this was Ernie's idea. So Ernie is here once again to distribute the picks. He's been pretty hot with some of his selections. Kendrick Bourne over prop last week. Also, he stayed off the Niners-Rams game. He thought the Niners could keep it close, and they did. They actually went out and won the game, killed a lot of people in Survivor. So are you taking the Eagles in Survivor tonight? Who do you like, Eagles, Giants? We're going to get into all of it. We've got our boy Al in the room. Says, sup, fellas? What's up, Al? Thanks for joining us once again. What's up, Ernie? How do you feel about your G-Men tonight against Philly?
My Paisan Steve, I'm happy to be here, bro. I love the show we got going, a little primetime action. Yeah, man, I hope I don't lead anybody to their death tonight. But yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Giants money line. I'm kidding, man. I think this is pretty black and white. I don't think I'm going to go down that Niners path. I'm taking the Eagles all the way. But we'll get into all that in a little bit. But yeah, man, Mike goes, Ernie loves the Giants. No, Hoff, I am just a realistic Giants fan, and that's all it is. I have called this from day one. I've called it from the summer. They're just a bad organization, bad team. And I think we're starting to see that this season. So I'm excited to talk a little Thursday night football. Guys, we'll talk start sits. So if you can, like me and Steve will answer your questions at the end. Obviously it could be any, question pertaining to fantasy football, but try to keep it related to this game, because what we're going to try to do is we're just going to do a forecast for this game, and then we'll go over some of the bets or, SGPs that me and Steve like for tonight.
Yes, we also got Dodgers, Phillies 0-0, bottom 6 going on right now. Mookie Betts is up. Yeah, so Giants are at home tonight. Depending where you see the line, it could be anywhere from 6.5 all the way up to 8. I think it's mostly a mix of 7 and 8. Last 10 matches between these two teams against the spread, it's a 5-5 record. So Giants have covered 5 times. The Eagles have won 7 of the last 10 matchups, including 7 of the last 8 matchups. And last 2 matchups, 20-13, 28-3. The last time they played in the Meadowlands, the Eagles took care of business. The last time the Giants beat the Eagles was January 7th, 2024, 27-10 win for the Giants. I know you mentioned before the show, Landon Dickerson is out. I know he's been kind of banged up. Didn't he have back surgery, and he's kind of like hobbling out there. So that's kind of been Saquon's problem this year. Really hasn't been able to go off too much, not really getting the holes. I think his longest run this year is 16 yards. But the Giants are a pretty good matchup, just 30th or second to worst against running backs in PPR leagues. So good matchup for Saquon here.
Oh yeah, man, absolutely. The only thing that concerns me is the one strength, if you will, the Giants have is their D-line. I would say more of the edge rushers than interior, because really you only got Dex. They don't got somebody to put on the other side of him. The one thing that scares me about the Saquon prop, and again, I just think the Eagles are just that much better of a team where I don't know how much it's going to matter. But if Saquon didn't hit his over tonight, I think it will be because of Landon Dickerson. I think Landon Dickerson is one of the better guards in the NFL, man. And I was funny. The one game he didn't miss any games because he's a badass. That's a tough SOB. It was like the Steelers game. I think he played like 35% of the snaps, and ironically, that was the only game that Saquon only rushed for like 65 yards. So there could be a correlation there. But again, I think the Eagles are just that good, and the Giants are kind of that soft that they'll eventually break them. But that's the only thing that scares me. Like when I go back and I look at the Eagles versus the Giants, let's just go back to 2022 from when the Eagles started turning into a dynasty almost. The games where the Eagles played their starters, like in 2022, the spread was 7. And this is when the Giants actually were a playoff team at MetLife, 48-22. And this is with Danny Dimes and Saquon Barkley. So that was when they faced their best Giants team. And then last year, it was like 28-3, So
Yeah.
again, we've seen crazy trap games happen. Like, we're talking about the Niners and Rams and stuff. I just don't think it's going to be that. I think I'm going to ride with the public tonight. I think this game is pretty black and white, man. I think the Giants don't have the offense to, hang with them. You know what I mean? They don't have the organization. You don't have the head coach. You don't have the offense. Like, there's nothing elite about your team that even like makes me tempted. So again, if people follow me into this game, I am sorry, but I think this is a game that I am comfortable riding with the public. I am.
Yeah, and the Eagles coming off a tough loss to Denver, so
Yep.
they're going to be highly motivated. This doesn't seem like a
Oh,
great
yeah.
trap spot for the Giants. The Giants obviously lose to the Saints. Fumble Rooski for the Giants. I don't know, they had 3 or 4 fumbles in that game. Slayton, Dart, Scatterbo, all with fumbles. They lose to Spencer Rattler in New Orleans, 26-14. But yeah, we'll see. No neighbors. Slayton's out. Jalen Hyatt has never panned out. Theo Johnson's starting to get it going a little bit. 2 touchdowns last week. This is a good matchup for Scatterbo as well, but not the best game script, obviously, but could catch a ton of balls. But we do have Tyrone Tracy coming back in this game. How much do you see him playing tonight?
Dude, I was talking to my little brother about him before I got home. I asked him, what's his receiving rushing combo line? 34.5. I kind of like that because everybody's, hot for Scatterbo, and rightfully so. I mean, I like Scatterbo much more in Dynasty than I do this current season because I think the Giants team in the year or two will be much better once they have a GM, a quarterback. But yeah, I could weirdly see Tracy having like a good usage. Like I could see him getting a lot of catches tonight. He'll get some handoffs. So I don't hate that play either. He's one of there's like 2 Giants I was considering taking for a prop tonight. He's one that is kind of tempting. Because I see a lot of people are on Scatterbo's receiving too, which kind of scares me the game that Tracy comes back.
Yeah, Scatterbo's receiving is 16.5, but it's minus 140. His rushing receiving is 67.5. I think I may prefer that one more. That's minus 115, but Tracy's is only 36.5, minus 110. So yeah, a little much better value there for Tracy if you think he's going to get some burn, and maybe with that Cam's fumble a little bit, maybe that opens up things for a little bit for Tracy tonight is quite possible. I think the Saquon rushing prop is 82.5 is what I have. Minus 160. I have Hard Rock, so I only have one. I'm looking at Hard Rock in Florida because I only have one book here. But I think I've seen it like 86.5 too, or 85.5, which you're probably getting better odds. The matchup's ripe, but Saquon, didn't he have a little bit of an injury coming in tonight? Like he was
He did some knee injury, and again, it's like these injuries, man. Sometimes they're on, sometimes they're not. Where it's like it scares you off of betting a guy, and then he looks like Randy Moss in the game. So you don't know how authentic, I guess you will, these injury reports are, because again, we do live in a world of gambling, and a lot of money is being spent. So I think people will do a good job of fluffing up an injury. Again, I will say this. I'm in on Saquon tonight. It scares me because you know me, man. I don't like betting with the public, but there is some public's got to win, and there just is some games where it's black and white. There's just a better team. The one thing that would scare me is weirdly, and I don't know why, is like if we were to miss on this game, it would be because of Saquon, and it would have to do with Landon Dickerson. But again, we'll see. I just think the Eagles, why I love the Eagles tonight, they're probably the pettiest organization in football. They have the pettiest head coach. And Saquon, rightfully so, he don't like the Giants. Like he has beef with the Giants. And I would too. Like if I was Saquon and how everything went down, I'm not really feeling you either because I gave you my heart and soul. You were the ones holding me back. And here I am wanting to be the captain of your team. So I think, Howie Roseman, he loves so one thing you got to love. That's why, Eagles fans love Howie. Like he hates the Giants as much as they do. He would love nothing more than to come into Thursday Night Football on national television, right off a loss to a good Broncos team, right? and beat us by 35 points. So I'm just going to roll with Philly tonight, man. I think there is a lot pointing to like the Eagles are going to try to inflict as much pain as possible, especially coming off a loss. And dude, how about this? Here's a guy that's interesting tonight. Name a better get right spot than for AJ Brown. You know what I mean? Like that's another one where I like this because there's that venom involved in this game, right? Like the Eagles do not like the Giants.
Right.
And I think even if they're up by 21 in the third quarter, they would love nothing more than just to get those stats, those catches to AJ Brown, give him his 100-yard game, have him happy, right? We want to be happy. We want to go back to the Super Bowl. So that's the vibe I'm getting from this game. I think it's a get right game for the Eagles, and I think a lot of people are like, "Oh, the Giants are coming off a loss," so that might be, adding to the Giants' steam that's happening to this game. But yeah, man, that's how I see it.
Yeah, going back to Saquon, good point. It's still a revenge game back to his former team, where he used to play. Bill went off for 82 yards against the Giants. Javonte had 97 yards against the Giants. Hampton had 128 yards against the Giants. So yeah, they are leaking points. Saquon hasn't been great. He only has one 80-yard game this year. Just 3.2 yards per carry, but this does seem like the game where he could kind of go off. I do think he's going to get into the end zone. The odds aren't that great, though. It's like minus 165 for that for an anytime touchdown, but I do definitely see him getting in the end zone. I think the Giants have allowed a rushing touchdown in every single game this year. But A.J. Brown, yeah, I mean, I know they had like a little bit of a meeting with A.J. It was him, Hurts, and Devonta, or maybe it was Saquon, Hurts, and A.J. Brown together, a little meeting on Tuesday. This could be like a little bit of a squeaky wheel type thing. We're still waiting for that AJ Brown monsters game. I actually like his ladder, 100-yard ladder. Tonight is plus 275. Zavonta is actually 6-1 as well, plus 650 for his ladder over 100 yards as well. But yeah, I can see AJ Brown and Devonta both having pretty good games. The Giants are not defending the pass very well. They're second. Actually, I'm sorry. I said they were second to worst against the run. They're actually 20. They're like sixth worst against the run, against fantasy running backs, and they're second worst or third worst rather against fantasy wide receivers, allowing 41.2 points per game in PPR leagues. So, yeah, this could definitely be a nice game for AJ Brown and Devonta. You could say maybe the Eagles are going to get out to a lead. They're just going to run the ball a lot. This could be a huge Saquon game. And sometimes you think like maybe the backup will get some burn because especially if Saquon's got a little bit of a knee injury, but then sometimes you think that and you realize like they don't play for a long time after this either. So they got plenty of time to rest. And a lot of times these coaches just grind their best running back, knowing that they're going to have that extra rest, on this Thursday night game. So what do you think about Dallas Goedert or the tight ends? What about Theo Johnson, who's starting to come up? I mean, there's not many targets out there for the Giants with Slayton out and Neighbors out now.
Yeah, no, so I love that. I was talking to my brothers before the game. They love Dallas Goedert tonight too. I mean, again, like I think all the Eagles are in play. It's just here's why everything you said like is so true. Like injuries, running up the score, and you try to envision this and try to, I guess the game flow. So how it's going to impact your gambling and your fantasy. And I agree with the one thing like Eagle bettors have in, the wind in their sails tonight is that Nick Sirianni hates the Giants and he's petty. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I think he wants to, like, they're going to want to show off tonight. I think they want to kill them. So I think it will be, I think you kind of hit on the head where it's like, yeah, Saquon's kind of banged up. All right, how banged up? He's playing every game, there was games they didn't really have to play him. So I think it is full throttle. Though one thing too is like Devontae Smith is like, I could see him going nuts, but he's the one where it's like, because the one good defender the Giants have outside of their D-line is Andrew Phillips. Andrew Phillips is the Giants' nickel corner. Devontae Smith is primarily the Eagles' slot receiver. He's their best weapon outside of the slot. So it's not going to be a cakewalk for him. Again, you can like Sirianni and the OC can get creative, and you can line Devontae inside and outside and just get those matchups. Because again, like on the outside, like that's where there's like the Giants have no answer. You have Deontay Banks and the Saints corner, Paulson Adebayo, however you say his last name.
Yeah.
The horrible signing. Like, but anyway, like they're gonna kill them on the outside. That's why I like AJ Brown, like get right game. But
Yeah.
I don't think Goddard is a bad play because the Giants get killed by tight ends too. But to Theo and Daniel, Theo, I'm sorry. Why I brought up Daniel is because I actually like Daniel Bellinger tonight. Theo Johnson is he looks like the red zone weapon. Like Dart likes throwing to Theo in the end zone.
Theo's a big mofo too.
Yes, dude. I liked him coming out of Penn State. I actually rarely like the Joe Shane pick. That was an awesome pick. But dude, like Daniel Bellinger was kind of the receiving threat. Like they kind of created like a two tight end tandem. So I like Theo because of the red zone work that he's getting. But like one of the props I actually like tonight on the Giants side, believe it or not, is Daniel Bellinger. I think it's like his over is like 15. He went 4 for 57 last game versus New Orleans. So Jackson trusts him. You know what I mean? And that's another start where it's like, if you're like desperation, like you have no tight end and like you just need to pull something off of very dry waiver wire, I don't hate Daniel Bellinger in PPR. Like if you just need a wet paper towel, you got to hope it sticks. I don't hate him tonight.
Yeah. Giants have allowed 1 touchdown to tight end. It was Zach Ertz. 3 for 26. Ferguson had 9 for 78. Kelsey was 4 for 26. Aronde Gatson 2 for 16, and then Jawan Johnson and Taysom Hill didn't really do much last week against the Giants. They're actually top 10 against tight ends, so not bad. But receiving wise, Giants again 3rd worst, allowing 77 yards to Debo, 112 to CeeDee Lamb, 568 against Pickens. Tyquan Thornton had 5 for 71, Juju 4 for 55. Quentin Johnson 8 for 98 and a touchdown. And then last week, Shaheed caught that bomb on him, 4 for 114. And then Olave had 7 for 59 against Rattler. So yeah, it's kind of why I like Devonta. I think you make a good point about their best defender in the slot. But it's low enough, 50.5. For
you get that one play.
Yeah, 50.5. So I kind of like it. I'm gonna kind of chase the Brown ladder with Devonta 50.5. We'll see what happens. But
love that.
All right. Anything else you want to get into before we drop some picks here and then get into the questions?
No, that's it, man. I just think my starts for tonight would definitely be Saquon. I know people have been scared of AJ Brown. If I have AJ Brown, the leagues that I have him, I'm starting him. I think this is a get right game. Devontae Smith is the only one where it's like I don't really, but like I could see him being kind of contained with Andrew Phillips, but I would still start him because again, Devontae Smith could score on one play. He's that good. And then for the Giants, I'm not really starting anybody. I'd probably sit Cam Scatterbo if you have him. Like, especially if Cam Scatterbo is your flex and you have other flex options, I'm not going to start Cam tonight. I do not like how this matchup smells for the Giants.
You guys would think Cam could give you at least 10 points, though, right?
He's got to fall into the end zone. You think the Giants get close to like that's the thing where it's like.
But I think he could have like 3 or 4 catches for like 40, 50 total yards at least, I would think. So fair. I think he's a pretty safe flex play.
He is, but like I'm talking to the people where it's like no doubt with what you're saying. I'm saying
because I'm using him in every spot. Again, like I think you'd have to have the pretty strong option.
Well, you got like I'm talking like if he's your flex, like you don't have other options that you could flex on your bench.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you have I don't know, like
I don't see a high upside game from him though. Like
all right, like,
I think his floor is pretty safe, like 10, but I don't really see like a 20-point game, maybe like 15 points tops from him tonight.
Like I would be more tempted to start Rico Dowdle than Cam Scatterbo tonight. You know what I mean? And if Chuba Hubbard missed this week, like that's what I'm getting at. Like you can get creative.
I like that.
You know, so it's just not the best matchup. But I agree, dude. He should get like at least 3 catches. You know, there's the upside of the 3 catches, actual decent efficiencies, and then he falls into the end zone. Like the Giants score at least once. But dude, who knows? Maybe like we see crazier. Like imagine the Giants won this game and Scatterbo has an awesome game.
What do you think about Wandale tonight?
You know, I don't like that because he's going to get a lot of DeJean. So I think
Yeah.
I think my boy DeJean is a player that could definitely lock down Wan'Dale Robinson. Like again, this is what I'm getting at. Like you look at the Giants and say, all right, so your best receiver is on one of like the rising star nickel corners in the entire NFL. All right. Outside of that, you have Jalen Hyatt and Bo Collins. So Quinyon Mitchell, whoever Quinyon Mitchell is on, is putting that player in hell the entire game, right? And I don't really care who's on Bo Collins. That's why it's like I kind of like Bellinger tonight because it's like, all right, Theo's your red zone guy because he's massive. Who are you going to try to throw the ball in between the 20? It looks like Bellinger right now. So that's the only Giant I kind of feel like somewhat decent about starting, and that's in a spot start if I need a tight end. You know, if my starter's on a I don't, my starting stud is on a bye and I don't want to carry 2 tight ends and I just need to start somebody this week. I don't hate
Bellinger had 4 for 52 last game.
Second game at Dart too. So
29% route share. They played 40% 12 personnel with him and Theo Johnson. So yeah, I don't think that's a bad one, especially if you want to save some money in your DK lineups. I think he's like 2,200.
Yeah, dude.
Like 2,800, something like that. But yeah, the total is low, I think 40.5. So it's a very low total here tonight. With Dart not having weapons against a tough D, and then Eagles probably, trying to run the ball. But I don't know how much freaking the Giants are going to do on offense tonight, unless Dart plays out of his mind. What do you think about his rushing prop over 36.5?
I like that. Pete actually put that in the chat today, and here's why I like it. I see a lot of Dart over passing attempts as a most bet prop tonight, and that scares me a little bit because if that's the most bet prop, it makes me feel like almost the opposite will happen, and he's going to run a lot. Because again, it's like think about what we just described. You got Cooper DeJean on Wan'Dale. That's your best receiver, right? Yeah. And then their Quinyon is probably their best corner, and he's on 2 receivers that shouldn't really probably be starting in the NFL. So who is he going to throw to? I think they're going to do a lot of like QB design,
running backs, runs, yeah,
right, dude. So
a tight
we'll
end.
See.
I don't think Hyatt's going to be open. I mean, that makes me think too. He might throw an interception tonight too. He's probably gonna have to press at some point, like he did in last week's game, and chuck it down the field. It's probably gonna get picked off.
Oh, 100%, dude. He's gonna be chucking it like he's Brett Favre tonight.
It's actually not bad. Minus 140 for a Jaxson Dart pick. That's not terrible.
That's really good value. I mean, I think it's the same thing as Barkley. Like the only way we get burned on Barkley tonight is because of Landon Dickerson or his knee. It's like, all right, like the last game they played, Hurts scored twice, Barkley scored 3 times. So that makes me believe, without looking at it, they were probably inside the 5 3 separate times. That's why I think like even Barkley minus 115 is great value. You know what I mean? Like same thing with that. Actually might not be a bad parlay either. Saquon touchdown parlay with Jaxson Dart interception. There you go.
Saquon's minus 115 for what?
He's minus 115 now? No, he's minus 150 for a touchdown.
Oh, I have Hard Rock has minus 180. They had juiced that up hard.
Oh, yeah. He probably, because it's 20 minutes before the game. It's going to get hammered up.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, I don't see, like, Nick Sirianni is kind of the coach, too, where it's just like, oh, you want to score versus your old team? You're going to score tonight. You know what I mean? Like,
I think he's definitely scoring. I mean, he can 100%. Go for 2. He can go for 2. He can go for 2 plus right. 260. So, yeah. All right. Let's get into your plays for tonight. Let's get the questions quick. We got about 10 minutes to game time.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. So I actually do have a parlay tonight. guys, tread carefully. I'm betting with the public tonight, but I just feel obligated to. I'm a Giants fan, and I have been saying everybody to all my friends here at Face Off, they're the worst team in the NFL. Nobody listens to me. Hoff and P, oh, they're going to get 7 to 6 wins. Okay. All right. So here's my parlay. First leg is the only Giant I'm touching. I have my boy Daniel Bellinger over 15 receiving yards. That's leg number 1.
That's a good
Leg
one.
number 2, I got Barkley anytime TD. And then leg number 3, I have Barkley over 100 rushing yards. I'm going to tease it up. And then I also went Eagles minus 13.5. I think they win by 3 touchdowns, but I think 14 is safe. And the odds on that parlay, I believe, is plus 1,500. Let me just pull it up real quick because I put it in right before we got on. Give me 1 second. Loading. All right, here we go. So we got that parlay at, oh, it's plus 1,000.
Okay.
Belly, 15 receiving yards. Saquon, anytime. Barkley, over 100 rushing yards. Eagles, minus 13.5.
All right.
Plus
So
1,000.
10 to 1. Pretty good. All right. Any individual plays that you like?
Yeah, if I was going to take an individual play tonight, again, I would probably, if I'm doing straight bets, I like Belly. Let's see what his actual, because I think I took one of his alt lines.
No,
just because
mine shows 14.5. I like that.
Oh, perfect. Oh, yeah, then that's his. Okay, yeah, easily then. Bellinger's a nice line tonight. If you want to tease it up to 25, you probably get plus odds, like good plus odds there. That's not a bad straight bet. I do like AJ Brown tonight. I think this is an AJ Brown get right game. Again, that will probably, if we lose my bet, guys, tonight, I want to apologize because I was very tempted to go with AJ Brown here instead of Saquon.
Brown is 63.5.
Yeah, man. Like I think he's good for 60 and a touchdown, like easily sounds like safe to me, in my opinion. Like I think, most likely you're going to see 100 yards and a touchdown. I think they want to make AJ happy. I think this is a get right game. So I like it, dude. I think 63.5 is a gift. That would be another straight bet I like because honestly, it was very close between him and Saquon, the player that I was kind of going to go all in on.
That went down a little bit. I could have swore it was 68.5 like 10 minutes ago.
That scares me then because then maybe it is a Saquon game and they just because this is why I like Barkley tonight so much. And like I know everybody's betting it and it kind of contradicts what I'm saying. But at the same time, it's just like, bro, this is such a revenge game. And they've been hyping it up. Like, I've seen Barkley so much talking about the Giants lately. Now they're like, oh, like Daniel Jones and Saquon talking about the Giants. Like, bro, like, I think, like, Saquon wants to remind them, like, dude, like, you hurt me, And I think the Eagles are the perfect team to help him accomplish that. So I'm going to bet on that. I think this is a Saquon revenge game. And that's what I'm gonna roll with, man. So
all right, so
outside of that, that's pretty much all my plays. I do like your what was it, Jaxson Dart interception? I like that because I think, dude, they're gonna be down the entire game. So we'll see.
All right, and you're taking the Eagles. If you had to bet on this game, you take the Eagles minus 7.5, or you just bump it down to 7, get 7 if you can.
Oh yeah, like if I'm trying to like if I could, I mean on DK right now it's 7, so you could get 7
so,
on.
You could find 7. All right, so you're going to take Eagles minus 7. How about the total 41? Anything there?
No, I'm going to stay away because it's really going to come down to what's the Eagles over? What's the Eagles team over? Because that way, I don't think the Giants the Giants would screw like if you go over, you really need the Eagles to kill them because I don't know how much the Giants are going to score.
Yeah.
If the Eagles team over
is 24.5.
Take that easily because the last 2 times they played, and again, the only thing that scares me is Landon Dickerson, and Dickerson definitely played in these games, but Eagles hung 40.
I kind of like that,
dude. 48 and then 28. Like, I mean, I just think they're gonna kill them, but we'll see. We will see. I think 24.5 is actually a very good bet because they're hoping that the
The
Eagles don't
Eagles
score.
have the last 10 matchups, they've went over 24.5 every time except for 4 times. So 6 out of 10. All right. Yeah, I don't mind that. I'm gonna go with the Devontae Smith over 49.5 receiving yards. I like the AJ Brown now that it's down to 63.5.
Right.
So I'll probably take that as well. And then yeah, I got a little parlay in here. It's gonna be a 4-team parlay. Let me just pull this baby up. This is also going to be 10-1. So Ernie and both of our parlays are 10-1. This one is
Let's go.
AJ Brown over 99.5 receiving yards, Devonta over 49.5, Eagles to win, and Saquon anytime touchdown.
Hell yeah. You didn't take the Eagles with the spread?
I did too. I took the Eagles -7.
Okay, wait.
I couldn't get it down to 7 on this stupid book, so I had to take 7.
I mean, bro, I'm gonna give you your props. If the Giants cover, I'll give you your props. Honestly, if anybody in here took the Giants +7 tonight, I want to shake your hand after because I'm usually on your side. I can't, dude. I can't. Like, dude, they lost to the Saints. You know what I mean? Like, come on. So
yeah, the turnovers killed them in that game, but
yeah.
Credit to Rattler though, because I gave him a lot of shit. He actually is playing better football this year. He was probably the worst starting quarterback in the league last year. I don't think he is anymore though.
Dude,
right.
I liked him coming out. I didn't hate Rattler, so I'm actually happy to kind of see it a little bit.
I mean, he was a big time recruit. Yeah, sometimes I mean the problem last year too is all those guys got hurt. Shaheed was hurt, Olave was hurt. I mean,
bro,
he was
fifth round rookie.
Nobody. He was throwing at nobody. So.
And he's a 5th round rookie. You know what I mean? Like that's what's
I'll give him credit. He's got balls. Like he'll sling it around for sure.
Hell yeah. That's he's a badass.
All right, let's play some trees. How's it going, guys? Bill, Genty, Dowdle, Scatabo, sit 1 PPR. Shit, we should
Bill. Give me LaDainian Tomlinson reincarnated. Actually,
sit one.
Oh, sit 1?
Yeah.
Scatabo. Sit Scatabo, my friend. Bill, Genty. Bill's on fire. Genty is safe volume. Dowdo's in a smash spot. Yeah, sit Scatabo.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Hubbard's going to play. So, all right. Marvin Allen says start 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, tight end, and 1 flex. Quentin Johnson, Pickens, Debo, Jamar Chase, Metcalf, Shakir, Achane, Judkins, Kamara, Pacheco, Kraft, or Kincaid, please and thank you. 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and 2 tight end and 1 flex.
I'm ready. You ready? I got this.
Go ahead.
Quinn Johnston, Pickens, Jamar Chase. Start 2 of those receivers, flex 1 of them. Then I'm definitely starting Judkins. My other receiver, I'm probably going to go with Kamara, right? And then for tight end, depends on the matchup. What was it? Packers are playing Bengals. Do you know who
you're going to start Kamara?
For the second running back spot?
I mean, you got Achane and Judkins, though.
No, I said Judkins.
Yeah, but you got Achane.
I know. I just kind of hate the Dolphins right now.
Yeah, but you can't.
You're right. Let's go with Achane.
Kamara's getting less carries.
Let's go with Achane. You're right. You're right. Yeah. And then right now, I'd probably go with Kincaid, but I don't hate the matchup for the Bengals because I think that's actually going to be a good game with Flacco. By the way, he's starting. Dude, I told you. I'm like, bro, like, what else is he doing?
I can't believe it.
No, I agree. Like, I even agree with you somewhat.
No, I mean, honestly, I mean, I don't blame the Bengals. This is going to be funny to see Flacco out there.
Bro, apparently Flacco's really smart. Like, dude, like
no shit, he's smart. Yeah, he just can't move anymore, and their line doesn't block. So it's gonna be.
We'll see, man. I mean, I think Flacco could still. I think Flacco.
No, he definitely could still. He definitely could still put up numbers, but it's like every time he goes to a new team, he looks good for like 4 or 5 games. And it was funny because I pulled up a clip from a few years ago when Anthony was talking about Flacco when he was on the Browns, and he said that Flacco could win a Super Bowl with the Browns, and I go, no chance. And remember they went to the playoffs, and he had a great season.
They looked good,
but then he was horrible in the playoffs. He had like 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
But that's gonna happen. But I mean, he's got T and Chase, and Brown. That's gonna help for fantasy.
Bro, this is I guess a shout out or a warning to everybody playing fantasy football. I'd buy low on the Bengals players this week. I definitely would. I think Joe Flacco revitalizes the entire offense. I really do. At least from a fantasy standpoint. How many games they win? I think they'll win a handful. I think the
Yeah,
whole
but for
point is this: is
fantasy,
just we're
it's
just trying to
definitely
hang around till Joe Burrow gets back. But yeah, dude, for fantasy, I think Jamar Chase has life now. I think T Higgins has life.
I think it might be best for Chase Brown because he might just catch a shitload of dump offs again.
I'm trying, bro. I'm trying to actually trade for him right now. I want to trade. I offered AJ Brown for him in one league. Kids thinking about it, so we'll see. But I guess for tight end, give me Kincaid because he's been on fire. I just don't
Yeah,
know who the Bills are playing this week. Do you know?
Atlanta.
Oh hell yeah, play Kincaid. That's gonna be. Is it in Atlanta?
It's in Atlanta. Yeah.
Yeah, play. I'd roll with Kincaid for that game. Absolutely. Either you can't go wrong with the tight ends though. Those are two studs.
Yeah. I
So play
mean,
the one you're most comfortable with. But I think I lean Kincaid right
and
now.
then
But I love both.
your receivers are stacked. I mean, Quentin Johnson's a little bit questionable this week. Debo's a stud. You got Metcalf, you got Chase, you got Pickens. I mean, you got a ton of good options there.
Dude, I
But
love Quentin Johnston. I'm so in on him.
yeah,
It's
no,
not even funny.
he's solid. And playing the Dolphins this week.
That's what I'm saying. Even with the Chargers banged up offensive line, like bro,
But
like
then you got Pickens with no CD against the Panthers.
yeah. Well, that's what we said. We
Um,
said Johnston, Pickens, and Chase. I think those are the best plays right now.
so the two receivers with the flex. Yeah.
Well, I would. He's got to start. He'd flex one, so you could just flex
Yeah.
Chase and just start Johnson and Pickens.
Yeah.
That's how I'd go.
But I mean, you got Metcalf. I mean, he's been pretty damn solid coming off the
They're playing the
bye.
Browns though, dude. That's a weird little game. I think the Browns are actually kind of like a scrappy defense.
Yeah, the total's not great, 30.5. And then
You know what I mean?
you got
Don't smell
Debo
right.
too. You got Debo too again with no McLaurin. Debo, another big game last week. Redskins getting the Redskins. I'm calling them the Redskins from now on. Who they playing? Oh, they're playing the Bears. That's a good matchup too.
For Debo, yeah. I mean,
But yeah, I don't mind those three guys. That's fine. And then Kincaid or Kraft, man, you got two great options there. But
that's
the
awesome
running backs
opinion.
for sure, I think Chan and Judkins. All
Yeah.
right, Bob Hope says Sutton Myers, Keenan, Swift, PPR. Pick one flex. Also Pitts or Taylor. Thanks.
I think knee-jerk reaction. I'm leaning Sutton or Keenan
Yeah,
for the PPR.
Keenan's playing the Dolphins. For Myers, you know, it's just Gino's got to get his act together. And then Sutton.
It's a bad team. Bad team.
Yeah, bad team for sure. Who do the Broncos play? The Jets. That's a good one too.
So he's going to get Sauce. I think we actually talked about this earlier this week. The thing is, is like Sauce is an elite corner, but I could still see Sutton going for like 50 and a touchdown, like not getting completely shut down.
Yeah.
But it's not again, you could also see the game where like Sauce holds him honest. My thing is like I kind of like Keenan this. Like here's why I'm leaning towards Keenan here out of all his options. They're playing the Dolphins. The Chargers are a good team, but they're banged up, right? And now you're playing a Dolphins team who is also, it's like weird. Like they're bad, but they have a good offense, if you will. So I think that game's going to be a kind of like an ugly shootout back and forth.
Yeah.
And Keenan, you know, with that rapport he has with Justin, you know, and this is why I traded off Lad McConkey in a lot of redraft leagues this year, only because my fear was this. Keenan Allen, they both play slot. So it's like Keenan, you know, Keenan Allen was going to come in, start to eat into his workload. The only thing is like he's injury prone, right? But right now, Keenan looks great. Herbert, you know, missed him. Obviously, they haven't skipped a beat. So I think I'm going to go with Keenan out of those four. But if you're different,
I don't mind Keenan or Sutton. How about Pitts or Taylor? Taylor against the Broncos. Pitts against the Bills.
Taylor.
Yeah, I'll go with Taylor, but I don't mind going with Pitts.
That's
either.
close. That's close.
I think I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go with Taylor. Yeah, Taylor's got like I don't know 20.
I just kind of like that Falcons Bills matchup, man. Like in Atlanta too.
Yeah,
you're in a dome, so
yeah.
Can't go. I like both.
By the way, Saquon 2 carries for 31 yards already. Had a 15-yard run, and the Eagles kick a field goal. All right. Accuracy says, hey, I have a flex option of Brown or Dobbins. Just wanted clarification on my decision to start Dobbins over Brown. Do you concur with that decision?
So wait, hold on. I have a flex option of Brown or Dobbins.
Yeah, I'm going with Dobbins against the Jets.
Yeah, absolutely. Go with JK right now.
Let's see it. Let's see how it looks with Flacco and the Browns first.
Yeah, but JK scored in England, like 100%.
Yeah, it's a great script for them. The Jets defense has been you could say the Jets defense has been the worst in the NFL, actually. Worse than Dallas and the Dolphins.
Problem is they start the game out tough, but they just remind me of the old Giants where like they eventually just die because they're on the field the whole game, and they just get broken.
Yeah, and I don't even know if they're starting the game out. They just look fucking terrible.
Yeah, they're dead, man.
Cash Money says, I'm going to Saquon anytime touchdown. I like it. Brown, 5+ receptions, and Goddard, 25+ yards. We're with you.
Good play.
Will Stevens says, injury fluffer was my first job when I got out of Marine Corps. There was a large 60+ adult film market. Okay. Jadab says, sit one, PPR, ETN, Scatabo, JCM, felt good sitting Scatabo until the Carter news.
Oh, no, hopefully he sat him. I hope he did sit him. You were money.
Jalen Carter's out?
Jalen Carter is out. That's the one I think that was keeping the steam on the Giants too, was the Carter and Dickerson injuries. But we'll see. We'll see if the little Giants can hang around with them.
Yeah, I would have went with ETN, and JCM regardless, though.
100%, dude.
Bill looked
he's legit, bro. Bro, he was the number one. I bought low on him, and I'm so happy I did. When it was still kind of like it wasn't his job yet, bro, he was the number one graded rusher in the NFL. So I'm like, all right, man, you know what? I'm going to take the gamble.
Last week?
Dude, after week 4, he was the number one graded rusher in the entire National Football League. So I'm like, you know what, man?
But you know what impressed me last week was he had a bunch of great runs, but he had a run where he kind of shook off Derwin James off his back a little bit. So when I saw that, I'm like,
dude,
Chargers, you're pretty freaking good if you could. James didn't get a great, great arm, but he's still just the fact that it was Derwin James is freaking impressive.
Dude, he went from 20 carries, 100 yards on. The Chargers have a gritty little defense too.
Well, they finally they got to get rid of Chris Rodriguez and McNichols and just finally commit to him. And they're going to do it at this point. So it's a wrap. Over. Thought on starting Sutton instead of Garrett Wilson this week.
Here's the thing. I think what he's thinking is Surtain is going to be on Wilson. I would argue that I don't know Garrett's slot percentage or how much he plays out of the slot, but I feel like he is one of those players that's interchangeable, can play inside and outside. So what I would hope the Jets offensive coordinator would do is you're going to, cater a game to where Garrett Wilson's running predominantly out of the slot, right? Like, why are we going to let the Broncos just eliminate our best player, Yeah. And again, I'm not trying to sound like I'm smarter than NFL coaches, but this is what you want, because I don't want Surtain on Garrett Wilson the whole game, because now we're screwed. So I would almost lean towards Garrett Wilson there, because again, I think Sauce and Sutton is such a good matchup, man. I think that one could go either way. I think Sutton is a big enough receiver to have a good game versus him because he's a physical specimen, but Sauce is also a big elite corner. So that's why I got that 50-50. Wilson, Jets are going to be down the entire game. I think Wilson will be running out of the slot a little bit. So give me Wilson there.
Yeah, Sutton was bodying up Quinyon Mitchell last week. Wilson, not the best matchup. I don't really feel good about the Jets offense at all this week, but he could still get 5 for 50 and maybe fall into the end zone in garbage time like he did the last couple of weeks. By the way, Eagles dropped a pick. And are you watching the game or no?
No, I'm not. I'm locked into a
Eagles dropped a pick, and now was that Butte Collins just caught a deep bomb.
Bo Collins.
Giants upset. I think it was Bo Collins. They're at the 20 now. All right. Accuracy says force-feeding AJ doesn't line up with what they're about. He gets more slant targets than big plays down the field so far this season. Brandon J says, what y'all think of the combo TD prop for Hurts Barkley? Well, we're a little late on that one. But, as we were talking through it, we did like the anytime Barkley touchdown. Yeah, I like it. If you would have took that, I would have liked that one, actually. I don't know what the odds are on that were, but I would have liked it for sure. Franco says, start BTJ versus Seahawks or Devonta Smith tonight.
I would have went with
You guys got to
BTJ.
super chat these so we could get to them quicker. Otherwise,
Yeah.
we're gonna get to them later.
Sorry, buddy. But I hope you went with BTJ. I like that matchup a little better. That's going to be a good game, high scoring game. Jaguars look good. Seahawks look good. Sam Darnold looks great. Trevor Lawrence starting to look better under Liam Cohen. I like Brian Thomas. I'm not going to give up on him. Give me Brian Thomas in that game.
Yeah, I would have went with. It's close. I think I would have went with BTJ as well.
Talent wise, it's close. I kind of like the game script better for that one a little bit. But again, the Eagles could absolutely just volcano explode on the Giants and everybody's on a career game.
Dart touchdown run.
No way. Oh my God.
Yep.
Here we go.
Well, that's good for the receivers for the Eagles. All right. I know it's hard for anyone to do, but I'm sitting AJ and Smith tonight. All right. Well, we'll see how that pans out. He says, I'll touch your Giant. Okay, then.
Dude, that's why I said, dude, 20-yard run. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, dude, that was 30 rushing yards was free, and he's gonna run a million times this game. So whoever that's a good bet. I'm jealous.
He's got 34 yards already. Dart. All right. Hello. Should I start Hurts or May this week? Would have went with Hurts over May.
Yeah.
Carson says Hurts or Stafford. Help 2 minutes. Sorry, we missed it. Read chat. we were chatting away. You got to hit us with the freaking.
Man, sorry, Carson.
Chat. But you know what? Next week we'll jump into the chat. We know you guys got game time questions. We
got to get a little earlier.
Yeah, but we're trying to get our prop bets in and talk about the game too, so it's kind of hard. That's why I said if you guys throw a super chat in it, we'll get to it right away. Wandale Robinson or Cam Scatterbo would have won Cam Scatterbo over Wandale. Hopefully he did that. And I'm going with start your studs. So that's it for the questions. Giants up 7-3 here so far. Saquon's got 2 carries for 31 yards. Dart's got 1 carry for 19 yards. Sorry, he's got 34 yards passing. Dallas Goddard's got 1 catch for 5 yards. Little Jordan Humphrey was the one who caught the pass.
Dude,
Sean Payton's boy, 1 catch for 34 yards.
Bro, my little brother, I swear to God, as I pull up to my apartment, he goes, I'm going to bet Little Jordan Humphreys over tonight. And I'm just like, dude,
where do you find that? Where do you find
Bro, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said to him. I don't know if he actually bet it. I have to ask him, but now I'm like, oh my God, dude. His over had to be like, what, 7.5 if there even was a line?
Nothing. I didn't even know he was on the Giants, Little Jordan Humphrey.
Dude, no, that was
I kind of liked him coming. Didn't he go to Tennessee too, Little Jordan Humphrey? Like Cordaro?
He might have. I feel like it was definitely. Well, who was the one? Sean Payton was the one that recruited him. He was undrafted free agent. I remember that much. You might have been Tennessee or like Texas. I could be wrong.
I think it was Texas. You're right.
All right, yeah, Texas. Dude, he's a big body receiver, but the thing is, why my little brother said that he's a diehard Giants fan. He this preseason when Dart was looking good, that's who he was balling to. Like it was little Jordan Humphrey, when he made that highlight throw versus the Bills. So
he's huge. I don't know, 6'4", 220. He's a great athlete.
Oh, I know what Sean Payton was thinking when he recruited him, man. So again, dude, maybe that's something to keep an eye on here tonight because Neighbors is done. Giants are going to be a bad team, right? They're going to be down for majority of their games this year. They got to throw it to somebody. So keep an eye on that connection.
All right, guys, that's going to be it. Make sure you are liking, subscribing, sharing. We've got a bunch of more content coming your way the rest of this week, the rest of this season. So take care. Good luck to the Eagles fans. Good luck to the Giants fans. Good luck to the Dodgers and Phillies fans. Also the Cubs, Brewers tonight, game 4. Cubs playing for their lives as well, so that should be interesting. Yankees are done after last night. Just the bats didn't show up. We'll see if Aaron Boone hangs around. Probably will.
He'll get another year, dude. He didn't have Cole.
Yeah, didn't have.
It can't really, here's the one thing I hate, making excuses, but let's just be realistic. If the Giants, if the Yankees have Garrett Cole, it's a different season. I just truly believe that. So they'll have him next year.
I'd like to see them get a couple guys that could put the bat on the ball a little bit more. I know it's
100%
an old school thing, but let's get some contact hitters out there. Maybe
it goes back to dude, going all in on Stan when you knew Harper was about to hit the free agency market, and the kid wanted to be a Yankee his whole life.
Yeah.
You know, I'd much rather have Bryce Harper right now.
Stan has been good for us in the playoffs, though. But
He has, dude. He's actually one. Exactly.
yeah,
He's more
except for
collected
this
than Judge.
playoffs, he was terrible this playoffs.
He's older now too, dude.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think, look, at the end of the day, like we're not happy. We haven't won in a long time, but Cashman is a good GM. He rolls out a good team every year. I think with Garrett Cole back, and I'd imagine they'd sign another pitcher, probably another good bat, somebody to stabilize the lineup. I think they're like 2 hitters away from stabilizing the lineup. And you get one more pitcher, Yankees will be back, man. So hopefully this just lights a fire under their ass. You know what I mean? Because I think Bloom will come back. I think if he loses like next year, like if they get 2 solid bats, Cole's back, they get another stud arm, he's gone. Because then it's just like.
Well, if they bring in anybody, I want it to be Mattingly, but we'll see if that ever happens. All right,
dude, that would be. I love that. I would actually, because I'm a big.
I might just root for the Blue Jays because of Mattingly too, because he's their bench coach. So.
Oh, he is? Then let's go Toronto.
Yeah,
Come on, dude. It would be cool to see Toronto win one. I'm not offended by that. Dude, they're not.
The last time they won was 93 in Toronto.
Bro, we've beat the shit out of Toronto for so long. Since I was 5 years old, I remember killing them.
We always own Toronto.
Let them win. Let them win one. I almost feel bad at this point.
Yeah, Vlad Guerrero's a hell of a player too. So,
dude, he is a monster, man. He really is.
All right, Ernie, that was good. We'll be back for more. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the games. Face Off Sports Network. Like, subscribe, share. See you soon.